Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Flight Championship. We are here for round number 6 of the 2021 Porsche Super Cup at the Temple of Speed, none other than the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza in Italy. Yes, Porsche Super Cup is finally back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for 20 minutes of qualifying around the Monza circuit. We're officially past the midpoint of the championship, and yeah, pretty interesting. Then we've also got a few new drivers on the field today, but we'll go through that later. Either way, my name is Milan in the commentary booth as always, and joining me for this Porsche Super Cup race this afternoon is Giuseppe. Hello.
Hello, Miran. It's always back to be at probably my favorite track ever. So let's see what today's qualifying brings us.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be very interesting to see how Porsche Super Cup will play out today, and especially at such a legendary circuit like this, Monza. And just before we get underway with qualifying, you're currently seeing Terzic on his flying lap. And as you do that, I will take you through the track. So, the Monza circuit, also known as the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, located in the city of Monza, which is just north of Milan in Italy. The track was opened in September of 1922. Which was now 101 years ago. So only last year this track passed the 100-year mark. It hosted Formula 1 for the first time in 1950, and the year before that it hosted the first ever 6 Hours of Monza, which is an event that still runs today in the World Endurance Championship. Same with the F1 Italian Grand Prix. Has been there every year apart from 1980. It has ran on the Formula 1 calendar. You've also formerly had the Italian Motorcycle Grand Prix in MotoGP, World Superbikes, WTCC, and a slew of other racing series as well. There's been so many over its long and very decorated history that it's difficult to name, really, of everyone or every racing series that has come here over the years. And the track, well, what is there to say about this track? High speed, tricky corners, chicanes, and every single corner just holds a name to it. Whether it's the Rettifilo chicane, the Curva Grande, the Della Roggia, the Lesbos, and the Ascari, and then Parabolica, all these corners hold so much name to themselves. Apologies if my nose sounds a bit stuffy as well. I've been a bit sick over the past week, so yeah, my nose is a bit clogged up, so I apologize for that. But yeah, this is certainly a legendary track, and I think you would agree with me, Giuseppe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who doesn't know this track is the question. It's kind of a track like Silverstone or Spa. You mention them to motorsport fans or even some casual fans, and they'll know what you're talking about. It's just one of those tracks where you don't really need an introduction, I feel like, even, because it's just the temple of speed, pedal to the metal, I guess. But of course there's some corners as well, but those corners, most of them, except the first turn we're entering right now, being fast paced. Good example is Ascari, where pretty tricky, of course, coming from the straight and then onto another straight, which then heads to Parabolica. So it's some tricky corners, but also some fun ones to go around. So it's a nice track. Although in real life it has been known that qualifying sessions do tend to get a bit packed. I guess we could say like that, because it is a pack. But I don't think our drivers here in the ACOC know what that is. So we're lucky that is the case. So we don't have a qualifying like that. And right now we're about 5 minutes in. Provisional post leader is Tander with a 152.8, and behind him is Chernik, about, I'd say, less than 1/10 behind him. And they're the only two. I was gonna say the only two ones, but no, they're now the only 3 months because Alphadale has brought himself up into P2 on the only 3 months on the 52s right now. Only 4 months now because
Yeah.
Rosenthal is there now.
And I think now the times are coming in as well. I think this would be a good time to talk about the new debutants that we have coming in for this race. We have got a few new entries on the board. First one to talk about, so see Jagan Junada just go up into 7th. Junada, now not the only Malaysian driver on the grid. He is joined by the man in 8th, Kokji Chong, who makes his debut in the number 35 Allied. No, sorry, that's not the number 35 Allied Racing. That is his teammate driving it, who incidentally also makes his debut today. That is Lois Lemieux from Switzerland. I believe I pronounced that right.
I think it's Loak. I'm not sure.
Lois? God damn, that's annoying. Loak. Okay, it's Loak. So Loak Lemieux, Loak, they're roasting me about my pronunciation. No, okay,
Nonetheless, it's Loak Lemieux, and yeah, from Switzerland, I think. Yeah, they're both teammates, as we said. So Allied Racing has a completely brand new lineup. Before being filled by Avedis Dafkian and Cameron Cole, who both now have left for Super Cup for unknown reason.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they have a new lineup, so let's see how it works out for them.
Yeah, we've got a new, as there's Amin Al-Fadil in the Dynamic Motorsport, now goes on to provisional pole, good stuff. We just saw another one of the debutants, that's Justin Ferguson-Ose in the Phoenix Iron Force Racing. He currently sits in P6, so not a bad qualifying debut so far for the American. But Amin Al-Fadil, who hasn't scored points in his first 2 races of the Porsche Super Cup, could potentially be on a very good chance to at least qualify within the top 10, but there's still 11.5 minutes to go in this, so we'll just see if that time is gonna last. There is Loic Lemieux then across the line, and the Swiss man going up into P15, just ahead of Halil Shahin, who makes his debut in Porsche Super Cup. Obviously not making his debut, Halil Shahin tends to appear a bit sporadically in ACOC in later seasons. But yeah, Super Sub is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he is in the Team GP Elite car.
Otherwise, I don't know if you have mentioned already, but there also is Justin Ferguson-Ose, the American, and the man from San Marino, quite unusual, Alessio Constanzo. So I don't know if you mentioned them, but they're also the 2 new drivers. Alessio Constanzo driving for Black Fulton Team Techstar, and Justin Ferguson-Ose driving for the Phoenix Iron Force Racing.
Yeah, I mentioned Ferguson-Ose, but I think 2 people that we did actually forget to mention was Alessio Costanzo and namely Luke Fisher in the Martinet car. He currently isn't in the top 24, so we don't really see him. I think that's the reason why we haven't really been able to talk about him. Same with Costanzo. But oh no, there he is actually. I was mistaken. But yeah, Luke Fisher, the Welsh man in the number 19 Martinet by Almera car, sits inside the top 10 with a 1:59.0, and there is Alessio Costanzo, the San Marinese driver, who becomes the first ever man in the ACOC to represent San Marino.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, we've seen people from micronations, namely, for example, Nicolas Schlöter, who is also in Porsche. Yeah, he's also racing today. So we've got 2 people from very small nations in Porsche Super Cup, which is always nice to see. You know, we love their representation, and I mean, it's always like interesting to see where all the drivers come from, because you always get something new.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very interesting to have a lot of nations being represented. Costanzo, who I believe carries half Italian nationality. This is a home race for him technically, and I believe there aren't any Italians on the grid. We had Giuseppe Stella, but he's gone up to Super Formula, so yeah, he is the only Italian, since he does hold half Italian nationality, but he raced on the San Marino. So yeah, home race for him, and yeah, we'll see how he does. At the moment, he's in 22nd, but obviously there is a lot of room for improvement, and especially in these later minutes as well. That's when we get to see all the drivers coming alive and getting into the zone, so to say.
Yeah, and Amir Al-Fadl, being a debutant, doesn't seem really bothered by the other drivers as well. I mean, we got Tanner and Rosenthal behind him, which are, by the way, in an equal lap time, I just noticed. So they're very close behind him, about 300s, I'd say, in my head, like quick calculations, quick maths. But otherwise, he seems to be sitting there in P1. Quite unusual for Ariki, I'd say.
Yeah, Al Fadil, who in his, as I said, in his first two races, as we were just talking about him, Nick Tander has gone on to provisional pole with a 1:52.719. He's gone over a tenth faster than Al Fadil. Håkan Sorenström now goes up into P16 and gets himself onto the board. Mind you, the championship leader now will be looking to make an impact here at Monza as well. But it is a rather interesting situation we do have in the championship here, Giuseppe. Bentley Schaefer obviously being replaced by Halil Shahin now heading into Monza, and David Jules, who stepped up to Super Formula after Silverstone. Sorenström now has, at the moment, only has contention from the likes of Miško Srnčević and Mikolas Černik. So even though we've had two drivers basically eliminated from the title due to their departure, it is still a relatively close championship here heading into Monza.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, it's kind of a weird situation because, of course, Yuri went up to Super Formula where he's... I mean, he didn't score points yet, but knowing how well he was doing in Super Cup, it's just a matter of time. And Schaefer, who I'm not sure where he went, but I think he's just gone missing, I guess. We can say it like that. Which, I mean, quite unfortunate because they were both on a good run. But, of course, one of them did go up to an upper series, so good luck to him in Super Formula, of course. As I mean, I'm pretty sure we've wished him already, but we'll wish him again because you never have too little luck or too much luck. But yeah, Srnčević, Černik, and Krastev and Rosenthal are pretty much the guys challenging him, which aren't that far off him as well. I mean, Srnčević is just 4 points off him, Černik 5, Krastev 10, Rosenthal 13. And if you want to go a bit further, the Cloud is also 19 points off, as well as many others. So it's very close. It's just kind of confusing because second and third are gone, but eventually they'll get overtaken.
Yeah, it is a very, very interesting situation in the championship, and at the moment, everyone in the top 5 of the championship, currently the only man from the top 5 who is in the top 10 at the moment is Mikolas Černik in 7th. So Černik sits at the advantage here today, and he could potentially try and nab that championship lead away from Håkan Sorenström here today. Søren Jakobsen, I forgot to mention him, but the Dane actually went up into 3rd while we weren't looking. Amir Al-Fadil seems to be on a pretty good run as well. I believe he set a fastest Sector 1, but we'll have to see if he's going to be able to capitalize heading through Sector 2 and Sector 3. We're going to see Sector 2 time now. And in the middle sector, yeah, he's a 10th up on Nick Tander. This could be him taking back that fastest lap time if he does finish up this lap, Giuseppe.
Yeah, so all eyes on him now. I mean, it's only 4.5 minutes left. If you could get that upper hand now, like with 4 minutes left, getting that P1 could be crucial. So, might as well be a fear Thunder going around the final corner. Can he settle a response before Alfredo sets his? It's now gonna come. No, actually he goes into the pit lane, so my mistake there. Let's see, Alfredo, will he improve or will he not? It is an improvement, and he's up into P1. That's a very good lap as well.
Yeah, I have to say, Ahmed Al Fadil is doing Dynamic Motorsport proud here at their home race, and he currently sits on provisional pole. He's been absolutely electric in qualifying, so well done to him, and only his third race. That is really, really great to see. Here's Miyazaki then going up into 10th, just 500ths ahead of rookie Fisher in 11th, and Miyazaki then, who sits 10th in the championship, tied on points with the man who's ahead of her right now, by only one position, Sebastian de Clote. This is going to be quite a heated battle between the two in qualifying, I'd say.
Oh, and that's Constanzo all the way up into P3. That's a great lap. That came out of nowhere, honestly. It was that far down.
Yeah, that is a great lap from Alessio Costanzo, and I think the man in his home race will be pretty pleased with that. And with 3 minutes to go, even if he isn't able to keep that third place, I think that's going to be a great qualifying position on your debut nonetheless.
Yeah, so you see some improvements down the field. Shine improved. Chavesna improved as well. The ex-Formula 1 driver up into P17. As actually there's a bit of a traffic here on the straight. So maybe some drivers might get held up.
Yeah, and obviously there's so many cars in this series as well. You've got to think about that. And it's 27, I believe. It is 27, no? And this isn't the longest track in the world either. It's only 5.7, so when you have qualifying sessions like these where everyone wants to be out on track at the same time, and look right now as well, on the timing board, you got everyone bar Håkan Sorenström in the top 24 currently out on track. So it is going to be super difficult to get a clean lap in. Look at this through the Lesmos. It's an absolute mess.
Yeah, the service are not going out as well. So it's, I think everyone on track might be. I mean, I'm not sure because I can't see the bottom three. But nonetheless, let's see. Will this be at the drivers found out the meta that the slipstream is? I mean, I don't know if it helps a lot in these cars, like in Formula 1. But, I mean, it does surely make a difference nonetheless. But let's see, as Cheong, that's an improvement up into P7. Good lap by him.
Yeah, and Chung as well. Yeah, he has been doing well on his debut. Same with Costanzo, who improves and keeps on to his third. Without that improvement, he would have gone down to fourth, as Søren Jakobs has an improvement. Here's Halil Shahin at the back of this train. My goodness. And I think the key here in qualifying is just to be able to get a clean lap in. Halil Shahin certainly won't on his final few runs here.
Yeah, as you can see, he's 154.9. This was his lap, so I mean it's kind of difficult if you have that many cars in front of you. I mean, Sazanov, for example, here seems to have a bit of a fresh air, but then again, there's a car in front of him as well. So if you're at the front of a pack like this, I mean, you struck gold essentially.
Indeed, Chung was actually not in any traffic. He actually found a bit of a gap, and you can see on the track map on the right, especially to Curva Grande, look how many cars are just concentrated in that part of the track, and there's a huge opening down the start-finish straight. That's absolutely incredible. I don't know why they've all gone out at the exact same time. They just form one big mess of a train.
So that will be interesting to see as well. We've got other drivers in front that maybe have more fresh air there. As now qualifying, yeah, checkered flag is up in the air, so no more time left. Let's see what Rubinho Gonzalez can do. I think that was an improvement for one position, so that he's up in 24th. Chernik improves as well, not up any position though. Cheong improves again, up into P5. Good stuff.
Yeah, brilliant lap from Kokji Chong on his debut. Stefansson next across the line. Costanzo on to provisional pole. That's a 152.542. And that is a brilliant lap from Alessio Costanzo. And Çağatay Yılmaz gets himself onto the front row as well alongside Costanzo. That's brilliant lap from the pair of them. But now then, it is the home hero on provisional pole.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all, but Yeah.
And there's a few guys coming across the line. Rosenthal's gone up into 6th. That's going to be an important improvement for him. Sazonov into 9th. Fischer and Krastev said improvements as well. Lemieux next across the line. Can't improve out of P22. Tander goes up into 3rd. Jonada doesn't improve either. Next across the line, 2 cars. There's one of the Team GP Elites, and then, or there's not one of the Team GP Elites, it's Sebastian de Cloot. And there's another car behind him as well. Let's see if the Dutchman is going to be able to set an improvement here as he heads down the start-finish straight out of the Parabolica and across the line for De Cloot. That's 8th for the Dutchman. Good lap from him. Håkan Sorensen next across the line. Championship leader's going to need a big improvement here. It is an improvement, but it's not enough. And on his debut in front of the home crowd, Alessio Costanzo takes pole position here at Monza. And, well, that is certainly exciting to see. A man on his debut in what is technically his home race, securing pole position.
Yeah, I mean, it's not usual to see, but he's gone and done it. Yeah, as you can see, that is the grid, and I'd say let's go through it now. Now then, Constanza on his debut, the man who technically this is his half home race, on pole position behind him, Charta Yilmaz. Going through, we have Nick Tander and Soren Jakobsen. Then Alfredino, another rookie in P5, good performance by him. Then we have Rosenthal, Chong, another rookie, 7th. Very good performance today by the rookies, I'm gonna be honest. De Cloot in 8th, Terzic in 9th, Sazonov in 10th. And then outside the top 10, we have Lucas, then Ferguson, I say, another rookie again. I mean, good performance by the rookies, I'm gonna be honest. Then we have Chernik in 13th, Luke Fischer, again a debutant in 14th, and Julian Miyazaki in 15th, Krastev in 16th, Soren Sturby 17th, Shine on his return from, I guess, an hiatus, is in 18th, Junada in 19th, and Churchevich in 20th. And then we have the ex-Formula 1 driver Chereznia in 21st, and Jivan Kion in 22nd. Loic Lemieux, I found out how to say his name, even though I study French, he's in 23rd. Nicolas Schleuter in 24th. Then we have Stefan Zon in 25th. And the last two positions are occupied by Rubinho Gonzalez and Moltke.
Yeah, and that is the grid set then. We're ready to go racing here at the Temple of Speed then, and it is Costanzo on pole position as the lights are coming on for 16 laps here at Monza. And we are not on their way here at Monza. Quick restart. Should be able to work this time. It's the lights now coming on here at Monza for 16 laps around the Temple of Speed. And we're underway here at Monza. Good getaway from Costanzo. Yilmaz not off as quickly as the San Marinese driver. Now heading down to turn number 1. Few drivers going side by side and down the run into turn number 1. I think that's Tander side by side with Jakobsen heading into the Retifilio. Jakobsen tries to make it stick on the outside line there, but Tander is able to keep that last step of the podium. Here's Alfadil then. He's now fighting Marco Rosenthal, who's going to try to go around the outside line through the Curva Grande, as they are wheel to wheel, and they're going to be side by side heading down into the Della Roggia as well. I would assume who's going to be later on the brakes then heading into the Della Roggia. It seems to be Alfadil, who's going to try to get it down the outside line then, as they are still wheel to wheel. But I think Alfadil has just got the better traction on the exit there to be able to keep his 5th place. And that's a great battle then, immediately at the start of the race.
Yeah, I mean, you do see that we have again Shine, and I think that's Junada. Going side by side,
and I think that was Junada going off the track a bit. Sunchevich losing out to Håkan Sorenström. He might have Kai Chereznia to deal with there in the background, as Junada is going to try to go back onto Shahin again into Ascari. Jose Lucas tries it on Ferguson Ose, doesn't work though. Junada isn't able to do anything just yet through there. Gonzalez though goes on to Chereznia and makes the move stick through Ascari. Good stuff from Rubinho Gonzalez, the Spaniard. as we now see everyone head down into Parabolica. And we're just about to start lap 2 out of 16. Alessio Costanzo now leads by 8/10 from Yilmaz in second, and then Tander in third. It's 1.3 seconds behind second place. There's Mikolas Cernik. He's gonna pass the rookie Luke Fischer for 13th, but Fischer probably isn't gonna let that go. Heading down into turn 1. Fischer's there on the inside line, very late on the brakes. Almost challenges Jose Lucas and tries to make it stick on the outside line there. Cernik though gets the better run out of the Retifilio and through the Curva Grande. He's there on the outside as the two will be wheel to wheel through turn number 3 and now down into Della Roggia chicane. We're gonna see if Fischer's gonna be able to get his revenge here and get back up into 13th as he's there on the inside line. And I think he is, as Cernik runs out of room. Fischer's there on the inside line and into Lesmo 1. I think, yes, he will get it done.
Yeah, it's good stuff from the debutant there, as now we look at Miyazaki, was, I think, fighting Shine there. Oh, Shine goes wide, very wide, dips 2 wheels into the grass, and now that leaves him vulnerable because Junada is right behind him. And I think he's gonna pass him as well. As
sorry.
No, but yeah, they're heading into Ascari. Oh, yeah, okay, no, it's hard to tell from the angle, but yeah, it is Ascari. Oh, that Junada with a bit of a spin. Good to keep it though. That was not a spin. Oh, that's, I think Shine a lot, dipping many wheels into the grass. What's happening here? We didn't really see from the camera, but I think that was Shine with all 4 wheels onto the gravel. Or maybe Junada, I'm not sure who it was, but that was very close.
I think that might have been I don't know if that was Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure as well.
Junada and Shahin were side by side through Ascari, so I don't think it could have been them. It probably was. It might have been Håkan Sorenström, to be fair, as there is Jose Lucas. He's trying to go on to Justin Ferguson Ose, but Lucas isn't able to make it stick. And will have to stay behind, as I think, was that Stunchevich receiving a little bit of a tap behind? I don't know if it was. Here's Kai Cherezhnia then, making short work of Ji-Hwan Kyon as the Polish former Formula 1 driver gets up into P21.
Yeah, good stuff there by the Pope. As Costanzo has pulled a 1 second gap from Yilmaz, so he's doing a good job there. Doesn't seem like it's his first race at all, nearly. But nonetheless, when we look a bit through the field, let's go to the battle for P7, essentially, but which Sazonov looks like to be between Chering and Declerc, but Sazonov could maybe join as well because he's looking close behind there. But now let's look at Declerc, who is very close behind Chering. Will he try to move down the inside? Doesn't look like it. He stays behind for now. Doesn't attempt to move just yet. Maybe now that they're going to Ascari, might try and get enough speed to try it into Parabolica. But let's see, it's up to him what he will decide to do as they head down the straight. Let's see what comes of it. I mean, I think he's having a small bit of a look, but yeah, that was a bit of a look, but he stays behind. Doesn't think it's wise to go for the move there, but I think he actually went a bit wide there as well. So Sazonov might have the chance to overtake Declerc now.
Yeah, I think he definitely could, and this is turning into a 3-way battle for 7th now, as Andrei Sazonov could potentially try and capitalize off Sebastian Declerc, who is seems to be struggling behind Chung at the moment. As we're now looking at Kai Cherezhnia, who could make up another position here. He's going to go to Mishko Stunchevich for 20th now. Into turn 1 they go. Cherezhnia early on the brakes. And I think he braked way too hard into turn number 1. As, there's a bit of a contact. And that's Stefansson and I think Sorenström making contact. And Ludwig Stefansson had to... let's see what happened here then. This is Sorenström.
Oh, that's actually... that's at a way different speed than Stefansson was going. What are they doing there? That's weird. It's a weird way of making contact in my books, but
Yeah, it is pretty
that's it.
weird.
We're looking at it from the outside view once again. See, yeah, just
I don't
completely
know.
misjudged the braking, I think.
Would you say that's too early for braking, or would you just say, because you have to
I don't
think of,
know. It's hard. It's either Stefan Son braked too early or Söderström braked insanely late. Not really sure, but maybe we'll have a look after the race. For now, they're racing once again. Doesn't seem like they have too big of a damage to their cars, and the positions weren't altered too much. Although I would say the stewards might have a look into it after the race. But for now, let's cut back to the battle for P7. The Leclerc's still just as close as ever, but hasn't tried to move just yet.
yeah, we'll see if Sebastian Leclerc will be able to do it now. He's looking very close to the back of Koki Chung as we head through Ascari. He's going to get a good run of slipstream as well, heading down into the Parabolica, so we'll see what the Clote's going to be able to do here.
He seems to have a look maybe down the inside. Will he get enough speed? Yeah, he's definitely going for it. I wasn't enough. Didn't have enough. Should have maybe dived on a bit more, but I think now he's compromised his line a bit, maybe, or is he going voluntarily a bit on the outside? But I think he's good because I was thinking that maybe they deceived my eyes a little bit that Sazonov was catching up, but it seems like things are as they were about 1 or 2 laps ago. Let's see if they might change soon enough as they head into Prima Variante. Don't think he's lining up for a move just yet.
Yeah, I think he maybe just misjudged his line. I think obviously he tried to go to the inside line and then ran wide on exit due to the line he took. So yeah, I guess there maybe wasn't enough commitment to the move from the Clote, and now he's unfortunately lost time. Here is Jose Lucas, who I think is going to try to go into Ferguson Ose here into the Della Roggia, but the Brazilian will have to stay behind, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we'll have to try another time. We head back to, you know who it is, Chang in the club, as we're going through the second of Lesmo. And now onto the straight, going through a small little kink that's called Serrallo. It does have a name. I sometimes forget it as well. Now heading into Ascari. Doesn't seem like the club will try and move into Ascari once again. Maybe into Parabolic if he does get close enough again, like he did try last lap. Fortunately to no avail. But now as they head onto the straight, will the club be able to manage something? Will he be able to get that P7 and possibly change that to Rosenthal next? Although there is a big gap he'll have to make up. As he does have a look once again. Will he go now for him? Is he close enough? He seemed closer, but once again it's not enough for the club.
Yeah, and it's the same mistake he made on the previous lap. He runs wide on exit, and that's going to cost him a tenth or two. So, yeah, the Clote is going to have to get his act together and plan it a bit more carefully next time if he doesn't want to end up losing unnecessary amounts of time. And especially when you're in the fight for very, very important positions in the championship, considering he is in that midfield. He's in that midfield pack in this championship at the moment. He's only 2 points off. No, sorry, 4 points off Sergei Kazakov and 6 points off Marco Rosenthal. So he can easily catch up if he just drives a flawless race and tries to keep his head down here.
Yeah, it is just as you said. Now we head a bit more into the midfield, as Krastev does seem quite a bit close to Chernik here.
Yeah, this could get interesting as well. Mikolas Chernik, who I don't know if he's had the greatest of starts either. If we could get the qualifying positions up on screen actually. And yeah, there we are. So not too many positions gained, apart from Rubinho Gonzalez, who's gone up a whopping 7 positions. That is absolutely crazy for Rubinho Gonzalez. And then Håkan Sorenström, championship leader, mind you, has gone down 6. So that is not good at all for Håkan Sorenström. So he might end up going empty-handed here at Monza if it continues like this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's quite a far away off the point, so I'm not sure if he can catch up to them once again. As Leclerc now, I mean, he's going a bit wide. Actually, I think that he might have compromised his line there because it did look a bit more less fluid than it would usually look like. And I think soon enough, Sazonov might try and take advantage of this because he's looking close as well as Heritage is looking very close to Sazonov as well. So the battle for P7 is very much there. I'm gonna be honest. Because
It
actually,
is.
that was Terzic very close to Sasanov's bumper. No contact, I think. Might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was no contact. So, well, that's good to hear. But certainly a sign that he's telling Sasanov, I'm here, and I'm not going away. Now we do look just a bit further behind, with Lucas as actually he's having a peek around the outside of Ferguson Ose. Now into the Seconda Variante, can he make the move down? No, but it was very close. He had a big look, but not enough to make it past.
Yeah, Jose Lucas he's been stuck behind Justin Ferguson Ose for quite a while now in this race. And it feels like he just gets so close, but he isn't able to do anything. The same would go for Sebastian Declote, and he's really going to have to get past Kok Ji Chong if he wants a chance of catching the likes of Marco Rosenthal, considering Chong is 5.2 seconds behind Rosenthal at the moment, and that gap is only going to increase unless Declote is able to make a move here.
Yeah, we've seen this shot a lot of times this race with Declote and the others racing down to Parabolica. Will Declote be able to finally make a move? No, he stays behind. Maybe he's lining up for a move down the Prima Variante. This time it doesn't go as wide as he normally does. I think you've noticed that as well, Miran. But let's head now down the straight. Will this maybe mean that he can make a move down the Prima Variante because he looks very close? So let's look at this now.
And yeah, he's going to have the slipstream and he's going to go to the inside line. This could finally be what Sebastian Declote needs as we head into turn 1. He's early on the brakes and goes over the curb, and he's completely fumbled that one.
Yeah, it seemed like he had it done, but I think he just felt like he didn't have enough space and then backed off a little bit. That's what it seemed like. So unfortunate there, but I think he has to be more decisive if he wants to get that position.
Yeah, agreed. I think either he backed off or I think he was just underestimating the situation, really. Or not underestimating, I think the opposite. I think he was overestimating it.
Well, look at this now because Fischer and Lucas having a very close battle here, which Chernik might join in as well because look at him, he's just on the rear of Fischer. And another one, Junada and Miyazaki having a battle for 16th as well. They're side by side now. We'll get it done. Junada on the inside. Does he have to stick? No, they're side by side still, so very close. I think Miyazaki might have a bit of an advantage though. Miyazaki now is fully in front, but Junada now lines up for a move down the inside. Into Ascari, will he be able to make it done? No, he stays behind. So no move there. And now Shai is actually pretty close.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do anything here. Obviously, you do often have the effect whenever a battle is going on. You have a driver behind that usually gets roped in. And this is bad for the person that loses out in that battle because then they're faced with the threat of going down a position. So, Jagan Yonada is going to have to be careful here as he's now got Halil Shahin knocking on his door.
Yeah, and that might happen into the first turn that he's going to get past, but let's look at it now. I'm not sure if the gap is enough, but let's look at Halil now. Can he impress us here with a late move down the inside? No, he stays behind. Although he does have a look, maybe a bit of a warning, but he does stay behind for now. As Chuncevic and Gonzalez is fighting as well. As well as Sherezny and Keon. I think Sherezny is defending his position because he was in 21st. And he does defend it in the end.
Yeah, a bit of battling going on. at the back of the pack as well. We've had a lot of interesting midfield battles. I think the only place where we've had nothing happen is probably the top 6. There's been no moves at all after lap 1 there.
Although I must add that they're looking very close to each other. Look at that. Yilmaz 0.6 off, Tandem 0.6 off, Jakobsen 0.7. They're close. Just not going for a move just yet.
Yeah, we could see something brewing up there. Costanzo was quite a lot on the pace in the opening laps of this race, setting the fastest lap and everything. But I think Yilmaz has started to catch up now, and Costanzo maybe has to back off a bit to save on tires or whatever it is. So, yeah, who knows? We could have a battle for the race lead in these last 6 laps, but I won't predict anything, let's just say that.
Yeah, because Yilmaz is catching up, but so is Tandler to Yilmaz, so might be a three-way battle, who knows? Because they're all under a second of each other, and we're heading right to them now. Jakobsen is close as well. This is the top 4 pack here. Costanzo up there. He does surely not want to lose that P1. I mean, a debut win at pretty much, well, I guess a half-on race would be, I mean, the dream start. But can Yilmaz ruin that for him? We'll have to wait and see, as Tander looks close as well. Jakobsen is there lurking in the background, not as close as the others, but still present. And then we have Alfred a bit further behind. Good race by Hindutaspar as well, keeping out of trouble, staying there in P5. Wouldn't be a bad result. But of course, I'm pretty sure everyone's eyes now are on this top 4 pack, and we all know why.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be very interesting to see this, as you've got 4 drivers who have never won races in their career, and one of them, namely the man who's leading, is in his first ever ACOC race. So this is going to get very interesting indeed as we now head out of Ascari.
And down onto the straight, which then will lead us into Parabolica. Will anything happen to this top 4? We'll have to find out. As Yilmaz does look close, but would be crazy to go for a move there, because I don't think a dive would ever work at Parabolica. So he does the wise decision to stay behind. Maybe he'll line up for a move down the first turn. It's a straight here, as you know, it's pretty long. You can reach very high speeds. And let's see if Yilmaz can get some overspeed here onto Constanza and line up for a move down the inside or outside, wherever he wants to go. As he's having a bit of a look there, but no move made just yet. He did have a bit of a look there, maybe just to intimidate Constanza there, as that is one of the tactics that can be used while overtaken. But nothing comes out of it, so the top 4 stays the same for now.
I think he lost time through the first corners as well, through the Retifilio, because I think that gap increased a bit, did it not? I think it did, but the oh wait, hold on, I think there's an issue with my microphone. Hello, can you hear me? Hold on. Hello?
I'm sorry, I my mic was muted, but yeah, I can hear you.
I thought it was my microphone.
Okay, no.
Doing something, because I saw the green circle around your Discord picture, so I thought it was my headset playing pranks on me again.
Okay, shenanigans out the way, because we're very smart people, we're very educated people here. Let's cut back to a very exciting lead battle, because look at Yilmaz, he looks very close now. I think 1/10 closer than he was last lap. I think he's trying to line up for a move down the first turn again, which is a clearly better overtaking opportunity, as he's as close as he can stay behind Constanzo, keeping exactly his line, getting all the slipstream he can get. But Constanzo trying to cover the inside, maybe inviting Yilmaz to go down the... Well, but Yilmaz still tries to go down the inside now. I think, will he make it stick? Is it gonna be enough? It's the battle for the lead. Down the first turn, no, Yilmaz backs off. Doesn't quite make it stick, but now he's a bit round the outside. Nothing comes out of it though, and now Tander looks very close to get that P2 spot.
Yeah, Nick Tander could try and capitalize off this now, as Yilmaz lost a lot of time fighting with Costanzo there, and if Tander plays his cards well here, he could try and contend for the race lead potentially, as he's now going to try it on the inside. Is he close enough? No. And Tander will have to stay behind, not before jumping over the curb.
And now Jakobsen actually might snap, snitch away that, or snap, I don't know how you say it, but otherwise, I mean, he can take away that podium as he's very close now. And actually, Alpha Dil has caught up as well, so this now has turned into a very close top 5. Alpha Dil, I mean, if you remember, he was 3 seconds behind these people, 2.5 seconds, and now he's right there, under a second from Jakobsen.
Yeah, I believe he's at the fastest lap a few laps ago, so Abed El Fadil is doing well for himself, and he could potentially try and get up a few positions himself. We'll also see if Marco Rosenthal there behind could try and join in on the fun.
Yes, they're now gonna head into Parabolica once again. Shout out to Yilmaz, whose last lap did try and move into the Pia Variante. Will he try it this lap once again? Only time will tell as these cars, well, speed down the straight, because it's very nice to see them going as fast as they can, as they go down a straight, which can, but with Formula 1 cars, at least bring you up to 330 kilometers per hour. But the Porsche Supercar cars do go fast as well. But the Yilmaz stays behind, hasn't made a move just yet, doesn't lose out too much time though. So I think going over the curb cost him just a small bit. Not as much as the lap before though, where we saw Tander nearly trying and taking P2 away from him. So stays the same once again. No changes there, and we keep moving.
Yeah, everything stays as it is then with 3 laps to go. In the top 3, Tanner's about a 1.1 seconds off Yilmaz, so I feel like these two might just start to pull away unless Yilmaz makes an error here. So we'll see how that is going to play out then between the two in these last 3 laps. Here is Håkan Sorenström, who could try and get past Ji-Hwan Kyon, but at the moment will have to stay behind.
Yeah, nothing happens just yet. As you've seen this picture before, it's them going down the straight, which will soon turn into Parabolica. Right now, I don't know if anyone is actually close enough to make a move, but they're all, well, in between a second of each other. I think, though, Tander has dropped a bit back from Yilmaz, so now Yilmaz might have a bit more confidence to try and get a move down onto Constanzo. Or Jakobsen might even try and move on the Tander to take the last spot of the podium for himself. As we now head into lap 14, only 3 laps to go. Not a lot of time. Let's see what these drivers can make of it.
Yeah, and now Marco Rosenthal has set the fast lap of the race. So I talked about earlier how Marco Rosenthal could potentially catch up, and it does seem like I was right here. So while he has only got 2 laps to go, he could maybe do it. So Jose Lucas tried a move there on Justin Ferguson-Ose, but couldn't quite do anything there. Shame for the Brazilian, who's been stuck behind him for the entire race.
It doesn't seem to find the right gap at the right time. Now we cut back to the man in P2, Charles Yilmaz, who's still stuck behind Mr. Constanzo. I mean, Constanzo, good job to him for keeping his nerves solid, because maybe, I mean, being in the position he is right now, I mean, debutant P1 at nearly his home Grand Prix in front of quite a lot of fans, staying there in P1 defending against, well, I mean, Yilmaz near now for multiple laps. I mean, you'd expect this to be an experienced driver, but no, it's just a rookie who just entered the car, well, 14 laps ago, essentially.
Yeah, I have to say, he's been driving a pretty good race. Well, pretty good. He's been driving a really good race for a man on his debut in what is a pretty competitive series as well, full of young and aspiring rookies. So Costanzo has really proven himself with this race win, and what better as well to do it at your home race.
Yeah, and that dream might soon come true because now it's lap 15, only 2 laps to go. There's not a lot of time for the driver stuck behind him to ruin that dream of his. So let's see what comes of these 2 last laps, because anything can happen, as you know. But for now, it seems to be a bit quiet. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, it is a bit quiet. Costanzo's built that gap up to a second, so he is trying to do everything now to try and pull a gap over Yilmaz and then just try and bring it home. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do it. But yeah, no very big or very close battle going on at the field at the moment.
Indeed, as now they head into the first of Lesman, then into the second. Of course, well-known corners, which then leads into the straight again, and then a scene we've seen often this race, Ascari and then Parabolica, where we see the drivers get very close. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's too honest, but it's Yilmaz now who's actually just a bit over a second behind Costanzo, so he's lost a bit of time there in this lap. So it's interesting to see why that happened, as now Tandor is closer to him, then Yilmaz is closer to Costanzo. So
Yeah,
interesting to see there. And even more interesting is the fact that now we're coming into the last lap.
yeah, and there is going to be one more lap to go then for Alessio Costanzo. He's just going to have to bring it home now, and he will be crowned race winner on his debut in Porsche Super Cup. And Çağatay Yılmaz, it's a shame for him, he got very close, but I'm not sure if he is going to be able to do anything here. He's just going to have to focus on holding off Nick Tander for second place then, for what I believe is going to be his first podium in Porsche Super Cup. Yeah, I am correct on that one. And Nick Tander is going to claim a third place, so his first podium of the season as well. So, yeah, he's done decently as well for himself as we now head through the 2 Lesbos.
Yeah, and it's not a long lap left. I mean, Yilmaz is there, 6 times off, but will it be enough? I don't think it's a close enough gap. As we're now heading to the second of Lesmo. Sorry about that cough. And onto the straight. Only Ascari and Parabolica remaining. So either Yilmaz goes for a really late move or it's over for him. Because Fink will have, well, for the first time in Porsche Super Cup, an Italian-speaking man on the top side of the podium.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting, but Yilmaz, I think he isn't gonna be able to do it, as he's about 6/10 off Costanzo, and coming around the Parabolica then, on his Porsche Super Cup debut, in what it is only home race of the season, he is gonna win on his debut. Alessio Costanzo wins in Monza. That is certainly one of the most impressive Porsche Super Cup drives we've seen.
Yeah, you don't see that often. I mean, props to him for keeping the lead all race long, even qualifying on pole. I mean, that's just a stellar drive. As the rest of the drivers come home and take the checkered flag to finish in their respective race positions. Soon enough, it'll be all of them. And now it is all of them.
Yeah, and there it is then, the race result. So it is Costanzo who takes the race win, and then Çağatay Yılmaz and Nick Tander score their first podiums of the season. Søren Jakobsen finishes 4th with Aman Al-Fadil in 5th, and Marco Rosenthal as well. A solid race from him today. And I believe that's going to give him the championship lead as well in 6th. Then it's Kokji Chong on his debut, finishing inside the top 10. He'll be pretty happy about that one as well. Sebastian de Cloot finishes 8th with Andrei Sazonov in 9th. And then it's Yatis Terzic in 10th, and I'll let you take the rest.
Yeah, and just inside the top 10, we have Justin Ferguson Osei as well, a debutant. So, good stuff from the American driver. Gets himself points as well, as I believe the points do go down until P15. And then we have Jose Lucas in 12th with the fastest lap. Then we have Fischer, also a rookie, in 13th in the points, so very good performance by him as well. A decent performance. Then we have Chernik. Krastev finishes out the points. Just outside the points, we find Miyazaki and then Junada. Then we have teammates of Shine and Gonzalez in P8 and in P19. And then entering the 20s, we have Chuncevic, and in 21st, we have Kai Resnia. And the last 3 remaining positions are filled by Kion Söderström, our championship leader. I'm not sure if he still is, but I'm pretty sure he still is somehow. Although that might change soon if the performances stay like this. So you certainly have to pinch himself and, well, get a move. Get a move on essentially. Then Stefansson, Lemieux as well, a rookie. Not the best races of him, but of course, it's just one. It's just the first chance of many. Then Schlöter, and in last place there's Moltke.
Yeah, and that is it then for Porsche Super Cup. Thanks so much for watching. That was a pretty interesting race, I have to say so myself. We had a few decent battles and also crowned a brand new Porsche Super Cup race winner in his first ever race. So certainly interesting. No doubt about that. Next round though of the Porsche Super Cup, we will be going to Istanbul Park in Turkey for the first ever time, so make sure to not miss that. But the action at Monza is not over. Make sure to join us for the Formula 2 and Formula 1 Italian Grand Prix at Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. So, yeah, that has been it for Porsche Super Cup. I've been Miran.
And I've been Giuseppe.
And you've been watching the ACOC. Thank you and goodbye.